Fashion Minions. I want to talk to you today about a little bit something different. It's basically my tips and tricks on interviews. I have had very different interviews throughout my life, or throughout my working life. I've done group interviews, I've done one-on-one interviews, over-the-phone interviews, and where there's like two managers and there's like multiple interviews, like you interview with this person, then you interview with the next person. So I've gone through a lot of different types of interviews. Excuse me. And I've also had really good experiences with all of my interviews. I've pretty much been offered every single job that I've had an interview with. Whether I took them or not is a different story, but so I feel like I have a little bit of good, positive interactions with interviews that I'd like to share with you. So also throughout school, I've studied interviews. The position that I'm currently going to graduate for requires you to know how to give an interview. So I've kind of been on both sides of the interview. I haven't actually interviewed somebody, but you know, I feel like I know a little bit. I can give some advice on this subject. So first off, what every professional will tell you is to dress appropriately for your interview. In my opinion, you can't overdress for an interview. It is a very formal occasion. Don't wear like a prom dress or tuxedo, but you can't overdress. So if you have a suit, wear a suit. Ladies, if you don't have a suit dress or a suit pant in your collection, just wear the most professional looking clothing that you have. Wear something with a collar. Wear something, definitely wear like a dress pant or a skirt. Wear heels. Don't wear flats or sandals. Wear heels. Men, if you don't have a suit, same thing. Wear a collar and a tie and a dress pant and a nice shoe. Don't wear tennis shoes. Don't wear sandals. Don't wear flip-flops. Nobody wear flip-flops. So wear something appropriate. Also, you must think about hygiene, keeping your hair and your face and your nails clean. Don't smell like anything. Just like don't wear cologne or perfume, but definitely, you know, wear deodorant. Gentlemen, make sure you have a nice haircut and you've shaved. So I don't know about you or what your situations have been like, but I know I've had several interviews to where they're like, come in the next day or that Friday or that Monday, and you just have like minimal to no time to prepare. So you kind of have to work with what you've got sometimes. So if you're in that situation, just like I said, wear the best thing that you have to wear. Just make sure you follow like little things, like don't wear sandals. Make sure you're clean. Make sure you don't smell like anything. You know, like just little things that you have power over. I mean, you know, sometimes you can't just run out to the store and buy a suit. You just have to work with what you got sometimes. Okay, so one thing I wanted to add with the nails for ladies, if you can help it, don't wear really bright colors. If anything, wear like a pale pink or none at all. If your nails look, you know, pretty decent and you can get away with stuff like that, don't wear any nail polish. Wear your makeup really natural. Okay, so moving on from appearances. How you come off in the interview is also important because they're looking for characteristics in the people that they're hiring. They want to know that you're respectable. They want to know that you're responsible. They want to know that you are professional. So how you present yourself is very important. You want to be able to feel confident in your interview. I know everybody gets nervous. I get nervous. Everybody gets nervous. But you definitely want to be able to say, I'm confident. I'm confident I can do this job. Because they don't want to hire somebody who is incompetent. So definitely be aware of that. One thing that I've found that kind of helps me is being respectful. As for an example, if they ask you a yes or no question answer yes, ma'am, no, sir. Like, just make sure they know that you understand they are your boss. I know it kind of seems kind of weird. Not everybody practices this. Not everybody, I mean, I've never heard anybody talk about it except for like way back in the day when I was in grade school and they were talking about something about jobs. But I've always said yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir in my interviews because it shows respect. When you're getting an interview done, they are your boss. They are your potential boss. So it's just a sign of respect. I think that as most people, we respect having that respect. So if you give respect, you'll get respect. That's my 2 cents in that. Thirdly, I think it's thirdly, kind of know what kind of questions they're going to ask. I know it's kind of really hard to predict what kind of questions they're going to ask, but there's some questions that most employers will ask. I'm trying to think of them. Kind of like, tell me a little bit about yourself, you know? Don't drag it on. Don't be too crazy with it. Just kind of like have something to say. Have something that's a little bit interesting and different. Throw that in there and be honest, you know? Just kind of prepare yourself for these questions. If you have time, I know a lot of us don't have time, but if you have time, sit down and write out some questions that you think they might ask you so you are prepared. Bring your resume. I've actually come to realize in my previous experience to bring more than one resume, because if you have more than one interview, it could be in that same day, it could be very close together, or they might want to give HR a resume and your boss a resume. So bring more than one resume, have it on hand, keep it clean, don't hand them a crumpled up resume that just doesn't look very good. Have your resume electronically. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it myself, but I want to have a copy of my resume on my phone so I can email it off from my phone. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that, but that's something else. Another thing you should remember when doing an interview is the night before, try to get a good night's rest. That's kind of a rule of thumb for most things. If you're going into something that requires you to be on top of things, sharp, ready, a good night's rest will definitely help in that department. And also trying to maybe eat breakfast beforehand, but, you know, have fresh breath, but, you know, eat something to help your brain fire, because your brain runs off of your carbohydrates that you eat, so having some kind of fuel source is always helpful. Last but not least, remember to smile, at least when you're greeting them or when you're leaving. Like, just give them a good smile so they know that you're not, like, you know, like, so you can kind of, it helps you battle off that nervousness if you smile a little bit. It's presenting yourself. It's all part of the process of presenting yourself. You want to present yourself the best that you can, and smiling only helps. So just remember to smile a couple of times throughout the interview if you remember. So that's my advice. I hope this helped a little bit. Maybe if you're preparing for an interview, or if it's your first interview and you just have no idea what to expect, or if you've had a ton of interviews and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or I wish I could pump up my interviews a little bit better. So I hope it helped somebody. So I'll talk to you again in my next video. Bye, and good luck.